Hi guys, my name is Spockette. Welcome back to my channel. Today is like the 3rd or 4th of February. Time has been passing kind of weirdly for me lately, but it's the end of January and that's all that matters because this is my January wrap up. So in the month of January, I read 13 books, and I attempted to film after finishing every book. I got to like 4 books before I either forgot about it or just finished it and moved on to the next novel. So the books that I read in January were Jasmine's New Pet, which is like an elementary school read, but it was in the previews comics and I wanted to read it for a while, so it was there and I read it. And then it was really cute. I gave it like 5 stars. It wasn't much of a story. Basically, Jasmine gets Raja, and he's like a baby tiger, and he's all over the place, and she has to teach him how to behave. So she gets all these like cat research books. It's really cute. Next book I read 2 through 4 of Dragon Breath. But I didn't realize that I wound up skipping a couple, so I read Attack of the Ninja Frogs, I read The Lair of the Bat Monster, I read Curse of the Werewiener, No Such Thing as Ghosts, and then I wound up skipping a few and wound up reading the very last one in the series, which is Revenge of the Horned Bunnies. They're all really cute, and they all have to do with Dragon Breath, dealing with different types of supernatural creatures. Like in No Such Thing as Ghosts, he runs into a child ghost who is haunting an old house on Halloween with his friend Christina, who is like a cynic, and his friend Wendell. And then that one was okay, but I didn't really like it as much as the other ones. I think my favorite 2 out of the group were Attack of the Ninja Frogs, because their friend Suki was like the reincarnation of a warrior princess. And they actually went to Japan. And then I really liked Curse of the Werewiener, because the school's cafeteria gets a new pack of hot dogs in, and the hot dog bites Wendell, and he starts to turn into a werewolf, and like there's a big like alpha werewolf hot dog, and like it's taking over the children, and he has to go like wolfman tactics on it. It's pretty cute. Like the Dragon Breath series is a really cute story, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorites. There are 3 more novels in the series that I haven't read yet, so I'm going to try and read them in the month of February. Since it's a shorter month, maybe shorter books will help me stack up a little bit. I also read Nancy Drew and the Bungalow Mystery, which is the 3rd one in the original book series. I listened to it on audio, and it was amazing. It had background music and sound effects, and it was like a radio serial from the 30s and 40s, and it just really lended itself well to the audio. So I definitely would prefer to listen to all of the older Nancy Drews on audiobooks, especially if they all sound like that, because that would be amazing. But in the Bungalow Mystery, Nancy and her friend are in a boat, and the boat is almost capsized, and they're saved by an orphan named Laura, and Laura has new adoptive parents, but they're acting kind of weird. They're saying that her mother didn't leave her any money, and you know, the jewels that she has are all that she's got, and they're in charge of her trust fund, so they want the jewels so they can keep track of it, but like they don't remember the mom's name, and just something about them makes Laura feel off about the whole thing. So she calls on Nancy Drew for help, and then she runs away because while she's in the home with them, like they lock her in the room. So she packs everything she needs, including the jewels. She steals away in the dead of night, and then goes to Nancy Drew for help, and they find out that there's this whole scheme. People are still in bonds. They're holding people captive. There was no murder in this one, but I mean, it got pretty dire. They were keeping people um, like bound and gagged in an old shed outside of town. There was identity theft. There was breaking and entering. Like it was pretty good, especially with the music. The music really helped its case. It definitely helped it to sell a point. I gave it 5 stars. I read Princess in Black, which was super cute. Also another children's chapter book. It is about a bunch of different princesses. They're all different nationalities and they're all named after different flowers. And there is a superhero, Princess in Black, who is actually Princess Magnolia, the main character of the novel. And she and her superhero friends and her princess friends all come together to save a school science fair. One of the children in the science fair wanted to make an exploding volcano, but instead they wound up creating a goo monster, and the goo monster wanted to eat everything. And it was really cute because like the goo monster had just been born, so it was like all fresh and new, and it just wanted to like belong. So with the help of the Goat Avenger, they brought it back to where all of the monsters in the city live, I guess. And like as they're going down, the monster is like showing him what he can eat and where his home is. And I just thought it was really cute. I think I gave it 4 stars. Adventure Time Volume 1 by Pendleton Ward. I watched the cartoon, but I never really read the comics. It was really cute. I love the art. I love the writing and the language of it. In this graphic novel, you meet the Like, and he is trying to suck up the world, the land of Ooh and the world, in this like never-ending bag. And they meet like the desert princess, whose powers are that she can create things from sand, like different she can create soldiers and different things out of sand, so that was pretty cool. They defeat the Like with the help of almost everyone. There's Jake, Finn, Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, Dessert Princess, Space Princess. I think that's all of the characters that were featured in this one. But it was just really cute. And it was just like that basic couple of stories. I really liked the art in that one though. The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. It's really cute. I've been wanting to read it for a while. It's been on my TBR for a really long time, and I realized that the library had it, so I picked it up. And super quick read. I'm honestly a little saddened by how fast I finished it. But it's just really cute. It's about a girl who is a goblin, and she saves a lost tea dragon from getting beat up, and she takes it to this other dragon's house. Like, it was really kind of weird because like the one guy is obviously a dragon, but he takes care of other dragons. I don't know, I thought that was cute. Tea dragons are special creatures that grow leaves and stems on their bodies. They all produce different types of tea, and when they're handled properly and cared for, you can pull the stems and leaves off and make the tea, which are supposed to have like magical powers. She comes into the Tea Dragon Society, which is a tea shop run by Ezekiel and Eric. And they are a gay couple, and I love them. And the biggest thing I like about Katie's work is that it's fanciful, it's free, but there's diversity, there's LGBT representation, but it's not forced. Yeah, they were a gay couple, but it was just part of the book. It just felt very there. Like it was just a part of the series. It wasn't something that they were like trying to point at you like, oh, there's a gay couple, there's a gay couple. It was just there, and it was awesome, and that's how it should be, because gay people are just part of the world, and they deserve to live in it too. And it was really nice not to see them closeted. So nice not to see them closeted. There's a budding friendship / hopeful romantic over here, hoping it comes a romantic relationship. But there's a budding friendship between the goblin Greta and between the goblin Greta and Minette, who lives with Chamomile, which is a tea dragon, in the Tea Dragon Society house. They're really cute together. It was just a really cute, fuzzy, warm read that I really enjoyed. The art was really beautiful, and it was just something so wholesome about the whole story. So it definitely, if you haven't read it, go check it out. And I'm hoping for more. I just wish there were more pages. I just wish it was a little bit thicker. Just a little bit more. I wouldn't mind if we got like side stories about Minette and Greta. Hey guys! Today is Tuesday the 29th, and I just finished another book, Double Crossing by Carolyn Keene. It is a crossover with the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew. It is the first one in the Super Mystery series. I really like this book a lot. I'm sure I gave it like 5 stars. So Nancy is invited to hang out with her friend George on a cruise ship, and lo and behold, when she gets there, she finds out that Frank and Joe are there as well on a case. Frank and Joe are on the ship to stop not necessarily a jewel thief, but like just a thief in general. Like, this person moves in and out, no one ever sees them, everything is gone, and in and out like that. There's never any clues, and they've been like really frustrated. Nancy is there purely as vacation. She wants to relax. She doesn't want to do any sleuthing. She just wants to, you know, be herself on a cruise ship with her best friends. And then while she's wandering the boat, she overhears a conversation between two people, and it seems like the person has CIA secrets that they're trying to sell. Fast forward, there are like 3 murders. Nancy gets kidnapped. Not only does she solve her case, but she solves their case. I was excited for a crossover because I've always thought that like Frank and Nancy should be an item. And apparently, whichever Carolyn wrote this one agreed. They don't actually get together, but there's lots of like sexual attention. And Nancy's always going on about how Frank's girlfriend Carly, I think, is so lucky and this, that, and the third and the other. And I'm just like, go kiss already. Because that would be awesome. But it doesn't happen. There's murders, there's mayhem, there's thievery, there's Joe's kitschy jokes. It was a pretty fast read all in all. I took a break for some reason, I don't quite remember why, but I picked it up today 4 or 5 hours ago and finished it. So this is finished, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. There are a bunch in this series. This series follows the same formula as the case files, so there's that murder, that sexual intrigue, that interest, that just a bit more grown up Nancy Drew that I know and love. So I was very excited to find it. I found it at a used bookstore. It was like $1.50, and I am not disappointed. I did not feel like my money was wasted. So I'm excited. It's #1 out of the Super Mystery series, and it deserves a spot on my shelf. Good morning. Today is Wednesday the 30th, so there's only 1 day of January left, and last night I finished another book. I finished Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. It is a Japanese-inspired fantasy novel about kind of like, not necessarily feudal Japan, but there's still samurais, there's still emperors, and things of that nature. You follow a character named Yumiko, who is Kitsune. She is half human and half fox. She is tasked with keeping safe a piece of a prayer that if you get all 4 pieces together, you can summon this dragon. Not gonna lie, it sounds a lot easier than the Dragon Balls, I'm just saying. So you get these 4 pieces of parchments together, and you can bring up this dragon serpent from the sea. It's got a jewel in the middle of its forehead, and if you're pure of heart, it'll give you whatever you want. If you're not pure of heart, then it takes your soul. So they split the parchment prayer up, so that it couldn't be used for evil, but because the original guy who said the prayer said it 1,000 times, the dragon can only be summoned every 1,000 years. There's a super evil bitch named Satomi. I really, really, really want her to get it. I'm not trying to give you any spoilers, but I really wanted her to get it. Suki was great. Yumiko is great. You meet this whole cast of characters. At first, I wasn't sure, because any other person that's talking about this book is saying that it's Asian inspired. But there are lots of countries in Asia. There are lots of different types of people in Asia. It could be Vietnamese, it could be Thai, it could be Chinese, it could be Japanese, it could be Korean. Like, no one was in specific, so I had no idea what the book was about going in. And then once I started to hear the language of the novel, I was like, oh, it's Japanese inspired, and it's amazing. You guys definitely need to check out Shadow of the Fox. I only have it on my phone because I was listening to the audio. It's about 15 hours long. I listened to it at 140 speed. And they were still super clear. So I probably could have listened to it on a faster speed and got through it a bit faster. But, I mean, I got through it in a night and a half. I started listening to it when I went to bed last night. So, I absolutely loved it. I wanted to get on camera and film my review. I'm going to give it 5 stars. And I can't wait to read the next one. The way they set it up, it's definitely going to be a sequel. So, I can't wait to read the next one in the series. Hi guys! Today is Thursday, the 31st. It is the very last day of January, and I have finished another book. Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. It is part of the DC Icon series, and I'm a huge Batman fan, and when I say that this book did him justice, I am absolutely making an understatement. This book follows Batman, Bruce Wayne, at the tender age of 17/18, ready to embark to college, when he, as a rich, playboy, drives his car a little too fast and winds up getting in trouble. They give him community service, and his community service is literally all over Gotham until a detective brings him in to Arkham to try and talk to Madeline. Madeline is our antagonist. She was caught with blood all over her. Her DNA is at 3 different crime scenes, and she is part of the Nightwalkers, which is an awful group of people that target really, really rich people in the city that are corrupt, break in, steal all their money, kill the person, and then go on with their business. I'm probably going to do a full, spoiler review at another point, but I don't want to do it for this. But when I tell you I love this book so much, I shed a tear at how perfect this book is. Like, when I tell you that this book is the shit, please, 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 believe me and go out and read it at once. I began with an audiobook, but the audiobook ran out on me before I could finish it. I don't know. I think I like I'm glad I did it half and half. I began the book that way, and then about chapter 17 I had to return it, so then I read chapter 17 on in book form, and I got to like highlight and annotate it, and I definitely prefer reading this particular novel that way. It's just so good. It literally embodies everything that Batman became to be. It was an even better origin story than like Batman Year One. It was just, it lined everything up so perfectly. Wu did a fucking amazing job. Like, literally, you saw each puzzle piece fall into place as the book went on to create Batman, and it was fucking amazing. Oh my god, like, I'm so hype. It was so good. Like, the first DC book I'd read was Fallout with Lois Lane, and that shit was terrible, and I really didn't want to read another terrible book. So if you read it and you need a palate cleanser before you attack the rest of the DC Icon series, please, 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 please read Nightwalker. It is so good. So good. There's romance, there's despair, there's murder. Like, I don't know what more you need in a novel, but for me, it was everything I wanted wrapped up in a little black and yellow bow. Like, oh my god, go read it. I obviously gave it 5 stars. I'm gonna write up my review right after I film this, but definitely read it. So those are all the books that I read in the month of January. I already have my February TBR put together, and I'll be back with that in a couple of days. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.